Yeah, 316. Got game and pulled out his own Atari. I said sorry, I'ma have to pass like Nash to Amari. Tiger up early on a Sunday, sinking birdies while the pigskin spinning through the air, tight and birdie. It's a TD, it's a TKO, a home run, it's a hat trick. Ain't no way to be an all-star without practice. So if you down to sacrifice your life for a draft pick, it's a pretty sweet position you can live in if you have some things in the air. If you got game, wiggle like you just don't care. If you got game, playing like you got no fit, and you got game. If you came here to win, you got game.
Oh, man.
Hey, welcome to rbeats.com. I'm your host, Greazy Keyz, with another edition of Local Music Somewhere. Thrilled to have in our studio today Mr. Harvey Cummings II. Welcome, Harvey. Appreciate you coming into the studio today.
Appreciate you having me, Greazy.
You are, Harvey, you are a rising star in contemporary jazz and instrumental fusion. You seamlessly mix genres, bridging media from concerts and teaching to TV, film, and ads. You got a strong connection here in Charlotte as well as a national reach. Definitely a musician to watch, man. We're just thrilled to have you in the studio. Welcome, my man.
Man, thank you.
Yes,
my
sir.
man, Greazy. We in here, man. I'm finally in the studio,
sir.
man. This is dope.
And we're just thrilled to have you. Not only just being good friends, but you've just been such a huge part of the Charlotte community for how many years now?
I mean, I'm born and raised, so
yeah.
I put a lot of equity.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I left for college and stuff. We'll get to that. But it's
right.
just, I came back and, planted seeds. It was real intentional about planting seeds then, 2007, 2008.
Right. Yeah.
That's when I came back.
Right.
That was when the city came back and changed. That was when it was the epicenter and things like that.
That's true.
So it was, yeah.
So you started out music really young, I understand. Started piano at 3 years old, is that correct?
I was 3, yeah.
That's amazing. Your first composition, 13?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow. So give us a little bit about your upbringing and sort of your background and where does, what sparked this love for music?
Well, my mother was a teacher. My father was a federal investigator with EEOC. I don't know if that's around now, man, but we had a piano. My mom was a music minor at North Carolina Central University. My dad went there too. I went there as well.
Fantastic.
She was a music minor, and she always, played. She played music in church and played, and I was always on the piano. And as a father, like there's the moment where like the noise turns into like notes.
Yes.
So it was
fantastic.
They went through that. So yeah. And then I had a Muppet Babies Casio. It had all the sounds on it you need, and it had a demo. I will never forget that.
Right.
And I'm 5, 6 years old, like playing along with the demo, and then finally I could just play the demo by itself.
Yes.
And then that Casio turned into like the bigger Casio. This is around like second grade.
Mm-hmm.
This is around the time I'm at Devonshire Elementary, second grade. I'm in there with Dennis Reed.
Oh wow!
I'm in there with Dennis Reed, man. We were both doing like trying to learn music, and stuff.
Wow.
And then fourth grade came, started playing saxophone.
I was going to ask you about that. What drew you to the saxophone first?
My uncle played.
Yeah.
I knew it would. This is fourth grade me. I was like, it'll get me girls. It'll
okay.
No, but my uncle played sax, and I knew that. I knew the theory for piano already. By that time, I knew chords. I knew key changes. I knew basic theory that I could just transfer and apply to this new instrument. And by then, it was a wrap, man. I already was writing songs. I've written a song for the band concert, the spring band concert.
Wow!
And that was when like my parents was like, "Oh shoot, this is what he does." And that was when this was at Chantilly Visual and Performing Arts. Back when it was Chantilly, and then I went to Northwest.
Yes,
School of the Arts, man. NWSA, man. I was there, 6th to 12th grade, man, and that was like the homing ground. That was where that was Professor Xavier's School of Gifted Children. That was.
It seems to be even to this day.
To this day. Right. But, I mean, I was in art I was at 6th grade. I was in art. I was doing batiks and linoleum. And different things. And I was still in music. I was in choir. We were learning Schubert. We were learning just different things. 7th grade was musical theater. You know what I'm saying? And then on the band side, it was big band. You know, I remember each thing, like 8th grade, it was more like, you know, you learn about just the culture of the world and stuff like that. Just learn about those type of musics. And then by the time I was in 10th grade, I took the AP Music Theory exam, like scored a 5 on it, man. That was when I knew, like, okay, I'm gonna pursue music for real. I was already doing jazz festivals.
Right.
You know, at this point.
Yeah.
You know, I'm playing around the city, playing at these juke joints, these fish fries and stuff. You know,
all
with
over.
These different bands. Shout out to Gary Mumford, Donald Dean, you know, all these different guys. I was 13 years old playing with these bands, and, you know, my parents allowed me to play with them. They weren't like drinking, smoking.
Right.
They were a good influence.
Love
you know
that.
what I'm saying? And we was around that. That was like my breeding ground. You know, Sign of the Times, big band. You know, Leroy Page was my saxophone instructor. That's how I learned.
Yeah.
You know, my sound and everything. Yeah.
And you worked some with Branford Marsalis. Is that correct?
So when I got to college, I went to North Carolina Central University, Durham. Go Eagles! Fantastic jazz studies, you know, program. Ira Wiggins. My sophomore year was Branford. Branford Marsalis came in, and I remember my first day.
Wow.
I had like a Charlie Parker song, and then you're supposed to do the head,
right? And
then you solo.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the bird solo. I want to hear Harvey solo. So I did the thing. I did the solo. And Branford's just like, okay, Harvey, you got good ideas. But he was like, if your horn could talk, it would have speech impediments and shit.
Wow.
That's what he told me.
So how did you process that? I mean, how did you? Yeah. So
I mean, I automatically knew like my articulation was lacking. You know, jazz is do. I was you know, my embouchure. I was trying to do stuff with I was using my tongue enough. So this is back when, you know what I'm saying, we had the old the MacBook. It wasn't even MacBook. It was a MacBook.
Yeah.
And he burnt the CD. He was like, hey, here's this 18th century oboe player, Hans Hooliger. Like, listen to this. And it was like his tone and how he approached the stuff. And we worked on tone and worked on, like I said, stuff with my horn, man. And by the time I graduated, you know what I'm saying, I was professional. I was with different bands.
Yeah.
That was when I started working with Ninth Wonder.
Yeah.
And did the Boondocks, did the cartoon show on Cartoon Network.
That's fantastic.
That was my first music placement. But straight out of college.
You know, I'm just really kind of stuck on, you know, what you just told me about, you know, listening to this 18th century, you know, Baroque music. Yeah. And, you know, obviously, you know, jazz and hip hop and any American style of music, right? You know, you have those, you have African roots and then the European roots. But it's amazing to me that, you know, that you would still be drawing from that. Like, listen to the tone of this player, or listen to that.
If you listen to, like, because you got to say like from Palestrina, to like Vivaldi, and you had, you know, your Mozarts, and then like your classical era, your Beethovens, and your Brahms, who's my favorite.
Yeah.
It was after that. It was that like romanticism era. Yeah. And if you listen to like Chopin, this is before jazz.
Right.
He's playing those chords.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, Chopin particularly.
Debussy is playing those chords.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So that was the influence. You listen to like Duke Ellington, because like jazz was just, it wasn't like a broken up version of classical, but it was.
Right.
At the time, it was like, hey, this is our attempt to do classical, but hey, we got this going on too.
Yeah.
At the time. So
like I said, you're such an understated personality. I mean, you got Splash, but you're really so chill. But man, you have done some amazing things and performed for some amazing people, luminaries such as, you know, President Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan. Yeah. But be honest, what's a gig where you were just praying nobody had a camera on you?
Probably at like the Mar-a-Lago or something like that. Oh, yeah. Like, you know how the corporate gigs be, man.
Right.
We had fun, man. Stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Because I know you, like I said, you've done everything from obviously, music placement with TV shows, played for a lot of folks. I love that, you're the house DJ for Creative Mornings here in Charlotte.
Man.
I mean, you have such a diverse repertoire and just willingness to kind of be plugged in. Like I've had an opportunity to play with you usually like in a party band
That's
setting.
fun, man.
But here you are an accomplished jazz musician. I feel very fortunate to be in any sort of format with you, man, because you inspire.
Hey, man, you're dope, man. I love your playing. I love your showmanship.
But yeah, we have
I've
fun.
seen you in the studio. I've seen you in different things. Like I said, these professional settings, these gigs, these country clubs, these weddings. But just it's all about entertaining the people and being yourself and being authentic. Like Greazy, man, he pulls that keytar off. He puts some shades on. He's in a different character. He's in a different mode, and I love it.
Thank you.
And you can hear me like, yeah, man. I'm always encouraging folks.
Yes,
but it's just
are.
like he turn it up and hit it up, man. All those guys, man. So it's just fun to be. It's fun to just add, a personality and my element to whatever environment I'm in. Man.
Absolutely. So let's talk about you have your first solo record coming up, right?
Yeah.
Big celebration. You have your party, not necessarily a CD release party, but
it'll be a party.
There you go, an album, maybe not released, but an album
We're
showcase.
calling it an album concert.
Yes, album concert. I love that. So tell us a little bit about the show. And we'll get into listening to a track.
The show is pretty much my original music.
Yes,
us as Charlotte musicians.
Yes.
We will cover song people to death.
Yes,
which is cool because it's time and place.
Right.
It's like, all right, this is me in this mode. This is me as a artist. This is my original works. This is my art. This is what I've been working on. This is my craft. This is what I've been betting on. This is what I've been working on since, COVID. I had a first EP, the Chicken Day EP.
Yeah.
Came out in 2017. Went well, but I didn't really promote it the way I did. I just put it out, and it did what it did. It launched. It did wonderful things. But it's like, okay, let's go in. Let's lock in. Let's make an official project. Let's get some real distribution. Let's have a real rollout plan.
Nice.
Let's put some money behind some things. Let's put a campaign together and be serious. And this is one of the things we're doing. This show. It's a brand new event space in Charlotte, and I encourage everybody to check it out. All genres of bands. It's called Headliners.
Okay.
And it's used to be where like the Bricks Pizza.
Okay.
And the Queen City Q, like over there, like at the back end of 7th Street Market.
Yes.
And they have a stage.
Oh,
it's
fantastic.
well put together. They got a kitchen, they got food. They have different things. They've already had like Talib Kweli over there. They got Chrisette Michelle coming out. They've already done like comedy shows. So, we were looking at venues. I mean, I have a good relationship with like pretty much all the venues in Charlotte, but I needed a Friday or Saturday date. Thank you, Reed, for reaching out for Middle C. He was like, I can give you this Wednesday. And I was like, that's fine, but I need, like, this is big. I need a Friday or Saturday.
Dig it.
But we got that going. I got the band. I'm just gonna be transparent. We didn't really have a rehearsal. I just sent music. I sent music. I sent charts. My job is to make people prepared so they don't have to do as much. I'm real efficient. I'm a director. I'm a music director. I set my stuff in a timely manner, that has chords and references, just like it is playing for church and different things, different gigs, man. So we'll run through stuff, and I feel good, man. So
for the recording of the album, did you handle all the tracks yourself?
Yeah. This album is produced.
Yeah.
Strictly by me.
Yeah.
From keys to drum programming I got Elevator J on the track. I got Braxton doing some trumpet.
Nice.
I got some hornline stuff on this dance track.
Yeah.
I got. But it's just, like I said, it's just this project is to just showcase me as this all-in-one producer, musician. I grew up, listening to Paul Hardcastle.
Yeah.
Doom, 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 doom. You take all that out, this is just hip hop.
Just hip hop beat.
It's hip hop beats for real over jazz. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But that was like as a kid, you know what I'm saying? And then you get into like your Dillas and your J Dillas and your instrumentals and just jazz infused hip hop. And then it was early in the 2000s. It was Unplugged was popular. Mike Phillips.
Right.
They would take like 50 Cent tracks, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z and like Kanye tracks and just make them jazz. You feel me? So it was like, okay, it's a lane for this. So those are all like things I'm inspired.
I love that.
You know, yeah.
Hey, let's cue up a track. And listen to it here in the studio. You're getting an exclusive play of one of the tracks from Harvey Cummings II solo record. Tell us about the song and let's hear it.
The song is called It's Not You, It's Me. I made this and I recorded this at Grindhouse Studios. I made sure this project, I wanted to use a very of Charlotte studios.
Oh, cool.
I wanted to really I didn't want to like lock in at one different place because I'm building community, man. I want to just because I want to give them credit too, you know, because they get credit in the liner, they get credit in the metadata, you know, if you're on Spotify or Tidal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to just showcase, you know, those spots. So I recorded it there. Yeah, man, this is the main single, one of the main singles, man. It's a groovy joint. So, yeah.
Let it roll.
Yeah, man.
Let's bounce.
Wow. Fantastic track, Harvey. It's Not You, It's Me by Harvey Cummings II on his upcoming album, The Only Child. Man, that is so good. So you wrote The Only Child during the pandemic, you said, but be real. Was it a creative inspiration or was it cabin fever-induced therapy for you?
Both, man.
Yeah?
It was cabin-induced creative inspiration. Yeah. It was like, I'm locked in here.
Yeah.
I'm ordering DoorDash and Instacart.
Yeah.
Let me lock in.
But was that a part of it? Just like trying to find an outlet during those crazy times?
That folder is crazy.
Yeah.
I was just writing songs.
Yeah.
I got a track called $50 Flight to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Because that's at the time people were taking $50 flights to Fort Lauderdale.
Right on.
I got a track on the album called Tulum. Because Tulum, Mexico, because everybody at the pandemic, everybody was going to Tulum for the. So it's
bouncing. That's
wild. It's like a Latin track. Yeah.
Oh man. So get back on your show coming up. Tell us a little bit about the ensemble. Is it a large group? You know, a lot of horns.
Four piece, four piece, man.
Wow,
I'm playing
nice.
sax.
Yeah.
Keys. I got Phil Howell, man.
Who else, man?
Phil Howell's my guy.
Oh,
man.
he is that guy.
There's plenty good keyboardists here and stuff, but
yeah.
Phil always takes it. He's done my shows before.
Yeah,
man. He did my show at Middle C 2 years ago. Man, like we did a big show there. And he's dope on whatever instrument he
touches. It doesn't matter.
We love you, Phil.
Yes, Phil,
Come
we
on
love
the
you.
Show, man.
We'll have him for sure.
We used to play Call of Duty with Phil.
Yeah.
Phil would do knives only. He was like, we're gonna play knives only. And he would just walk around the back, just. That's Phil.
Yes, that's Phil.
Bass, Marcus Jones.
Oh yes,
man.
Marcus.
Good old jazz freshman.
Yes.
Man. I've worked with Marcus. I mean, usually my sets I do acoustic bass.
Right on. Okay.
But for this is like real groovy.
Yeah.
And stuff. So I want to get that like electric. So I got Marcus. He has a fat sound. I got King Noli. Got Malcolm. Malcolm Charles and King Noli on the drums.
Awesome.
His sense of rhythm, his sense of just time. He knows how it goes, man. Like I just love working with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tight group, man.
So do you see the track staying pretty true to form, or are you guys going to make room to kind of stretch them out and kind of take them where we're going?
Stretch, have room for solos, do arrangements.
Right.
Because that's what it is. It's live arrangements.
Right.
That's my whole thing. We play in wedding bands, or party bands.
Yeah.
Or these, high-end bands. And it's like, the whole point is we've heard these songs 50 billion times, but it's nice to hear it different. It's nice to hear a variation. It's nice to hear a different arrangement. Oh, that's different, and it's cool. Yeah. Especially we live in like mashup culture now.
Yes, it's
especially
true.
With the DJs, like they just mashing up everything
every 30 seconds.
Let the original song play. We get it.
Yeah,
it's going to get worse. The stemming and stuff. But
yeah, it's true.
No, I use it as a tool, man. It's a tool.
Love it.
I use stems as transitioning.
Right.
I'll take out, if I'm playing two different songs, I'll take out the keys and the bass of one,
right,
and then take out the vocals of the other, and then they'll have like this cool effect where it's the same song.
Yeah,
and then I can.
Yeah,
so
it's good stuff.
Yeah,
and so he's making technology and using it as
man,
part of your palette.
Technology is part of it, man.
That's absolutely.
Like I said, just adapting with these different sounds and hardwares and softwares, and we use it, man. We're analog junkies.
Absolutely.
So, so
it's fun. Well, hey Harvey, we got to take a quick minute to hear some from our sponsors. We'll be back to finish up here in just a moment. We got Harvey Cummings, his new CD coming out, The Only Child. Stick around, rbs.com.
Pay those bills.
How's it going, fam? This is Greazy Keyz coming at you from the RB studio with my own watch list, dropping on the all-new ROQ CLT radio for our global and national look at hashtag local music somewhere. Starting off with Chantel Palm, all the way from South Africa, with their song, Goodbye. From the United Kingdom, Mr. Nick with their song, Find Your Peace. From LZN Atenzia, we have LCN with Lovers in Space. From right here in the USA, we have Robbie Adams with his song, Ecstasy Hotline, and Molly Moore with her song, Jameson. On the 25/8 366 Global radio stream, we have Miss Crystal with their tune, Say To Me, the Ashby remix. And on the We Global radio stream, we have Mr. Moda with Hotbox, parentheses, Texas. Now, for our own hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, we have some featured artists with brand new releases, starting with Fat Waffle with their tune, Choose Myself. My man, Nathan Harris, with his jam, Russian. The incredible Diore with her song, Bad Thing. A very creative songwriter, Ailey Edwards, with his song, Carolina Blue. Family Video Band with their tune, Continental Drift. And my homeboys, $1,000 Movie with their song, Block Out the Sun. Be sure to check out all these streams and their beautiful music. This has been Greazy Keyz with the rbeats.com watch list, streaming from the ROCCLT. Watch out for all the new music in your local area coming soon. Peace.
I love it.
Yes, sir. That's Greazy Keyz watch list. So please, please, please make sure to check out all those incredible bands. Just getting out all that great music. And once again, local music summer, we have our man Harvey Cummings II in the studio. You got a great big show coming up tomorrow night at Headliners, a new venue in town with some monster players. Going to be doing all the tracks from your record coming up.
I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna start the show with some familiars, with some Kenny Garrett and some Herbie and some stuff, and then I'll get into my older repertoire. Get into the newer repertoire.
Love it.
Yeah.
So obviously you have done thousands of shows, all kind of places, all over the world. But let me ask you this: what's the weirdest song someone's ever requested you to play, and did you do it?
Weirdest song. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I always find it cringy when we do those weddings, and it's like a father-daughter dance, and the song is like, I loved you first, and you were the one before. I'm like, oh my gosh. You know what song I'm talking about too? But it's a bunch of those like that. We get we get these certain weddings.
Yes.
Where it's like the father is like, I paid for it. I'm the but he played this like father-daughter song. And it's just like, I was the one here before him, and I took care of it.
Great answer.
That, and we just play whatever, and just people yell out, "Freebird!"
Oh, like,
that's always
that still baffles me.
Oh man,
here it is,
Freebird!
50 years later, people scream out Freebird.
So it's like to the point I just yell it out for fun. I think I yelled it out at a couple of hot sauce shows, man.
Oh, we appreciate that.
Nah, man, I appreciate y'all for just having me.
That's so wild.
Just even on stage and performing with y'all and doing stuff, man. We go back, man. We go back to like Susu's studio, man.
Oh, yeah.
So,
very cool, man. Hey, let me ask you one more thing before you go. You play so many instruments, saxophone, keys, piano, all these things. But if you couldn't use any instrument for a year, just your voice, could you survive musically?
Oh yeah, I was in chamber choir.
Oh yeah, nice.
I was all district. I was honors choir.
Nice.
Doobie doobie doo. Oh yeah, man, we can get it.
I love that. We need to get some vocals out of Harvey next gig.
You under my skin.
No lack of talent there. So we won't find you busking with a kazoo on Tryon Street.
Oh no, man!
Soon.
I thought about it. I had a busker's license for a time period, Charlotte.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
This is when I went to the Walton Plaza.
Yes,
and I was like, I need to. We had a legal note that I could like play on the street. I don't think I ever played on the street. I think I just got it.
You just got it.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah,
Harvey, thank you so much for taking a little bit of your time today to come in and give us a little bit of your story. And we just want to help celebrate your upcoming album and your show coming up. And keep us in touch, man. We'll have you back again soon.
Oh, yeah, man.
And keep us in the loop.
Gotta be back.
All things going on.
Nice studio.
It's a great spot here. And but, man, you continue to do Charlotte proud. And it's always a pleasure to have you, to talk with you, to play with you. You inspire those around you. And we just, again, we're really grateful for you being here and doing your thing. So thank you.
Man. Thank you, man.
Absolutely. Well, hey, have a great
Hey, man.
holiday weekend, man.
I will, man.
And
y'all be good to Greazy. Greazy, y'all, he got the merch game on lock. Y'all understand, like
that's true.
I said people inspired, like the merch game. You got to always be. When I saw like you got the figurines and that's what I'm saying. The T-shirts, like artists, you got to get up on.
Oh, absolutely.
Your merch game and your product game, because it's like I'm just being real transparent. You can make more money on your merch than you do like from the show. So it's true.
It's true. And it's built the brand. It's
built the brand,
and it's amazing. It's amazing to walk around town and run into folks wearing a hat or a T-shirt. And yeah, it's a joy.
It's a joy. It's a joy, man. That means you're doing the right thing, man.
Well, thank you, my man.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it. Hey, this has been Greazy Keyz, local music somewhere, rbeats.com, Harvey Cummings II. Please go check out his show at Headliners tomorrow night, June 20th. And if you can't make it to the show, be sure to stream his music. So where can they find you?
You can find me on all available streaming platforms. And then my website, which is harveycummings.com. That's where I have the exclusive singles. You can catch the singles on harveycummings.com. And you can purchase show tickets and see my discography and, do some things and learn about me, man. So,
there's a lot to learn, man.
Yeah, man.
I love it. Keep at it.
Hey.
And we love you, Harvey. We'll see you guys soon next time. Our Beats. Peace out.
Yeah. 316. Got game and pulled out his own Atari. I said sorry, I'ma have to pass like Nash to Amari. Tiger up early on a Sunday, sinking birdies while the pigskin spinning through the air, tight and birdie. It's a TD, it's a TKO, a home run, it's a hat trick. Ain't no way to be an all-star without practice. So if you down to sacrifice your life for a draft pick, it's a pretty sweet position you can live in if you have them things in the air. If you got game, wave like you just don't care. If you got game, playing like you got no fit and you got